Hey, you know what would make your customer service help desk way better? Dumping it and then switching to intercom. But you're not quite ready to make that change. We get it. That's why Finn, the world's leading AI customer service agent, is now available on every help desk. Finn can instantly resolve up to 80% of your tickets, which makes your customers happier and gets you off the customer service rep hiring treadmill. Finn by Intercom, the leading customer service AI agent, now available on every help desk.
On today's Smart 7, Israeli cabinet to meet on Gaza deal, Starmer buzzed by Russian drone in Kyiv, and much more. It's Friday 17th of January, it's Mentoring Day, and happy birthday, Michelle Obama.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
At least 80 people were killed in Gaza on Thursday by Israeli airstrikes, which came almost immediately after plans for a ceasefire were announced. It's supposed to begin on Sunday, but the Israeli War Cabinet has yet to vote on the agreement, although they are now expected to on Friday. National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir has threatened to resign if the vote is in favour of the ceasefire. The prospect of a deal to end the ongoing conflict has been widely welcomed, with UK PM Keir Starmer taking time out of a visit to Kyiv on Thursday to emphasise the importance of getting it across the line.
The ceasefire is very welcome. It'll be a huge relief to hostages and their families. And this must be used, obviously, to get through the various stages, but also as a path to a lasting peace.
Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said early on Friday that he's now happy with the hostage deal, although it's still not clear what the issue was. Late on Thursday, Israeli government spokesman David Mencer was blaming Hamas for the delay.
Hamas have reneged on this hostage release agreement and has created a last-minute crisis in an effort to extort last-minute concessions.
The intense political pressure created by Elon Musk's tweet storm over grooming gangs appeared to pay off on Thursday as Home Secretary Yvette Cooper announced a raft of new measures aimed at addressing the issue. She's set to introduce a national review over 3 months on the scale of grooming gangs, which will be conducted by Louise Casey, who has already completed a report on Rotherham. The focus will be on the cultural and societal drivers for these offences and will also include 5 pilot investigations in local areas, including Oldham.
Victims were ignored, perpetrators were left unpunished, and too many people looked the other way. And even when these shocking crimes were brought to light, the resulting reports were too often left on the shelf as their recommendations gathered dust. So under this government, that has changed.
The Tories, who had been calling for a new national inquiry, even though they failed to implement any of the recommendations of the 2022 report, weren't happy. Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp says more needs to be done.
What the Home Secretary has announced today is totally inadequate. It will only cover a fraction of the towns affected, and it appears these inquiries will not have the legal powers they need. That is why we need a proper, full, national public inquiry.
Thursday saw new Tory leader Kemi Badenoch make her first major speech of 2025. She's trying to reset the public's relationship with the Tories after Reform has experienced a membership surge and has passed out the Tory party in the latest post-election polling. Badenoch criticised her own party for various mistakes, including leaving the EU without a growth plan, obsessing over immigration numbers and promising net zero emissions by 2050 without a clear plan. She didn't point fingers at who she felt was responsible, but she wasn't shy about criticising Labour's record on the economy and referred to Chancellor Rachel Reeves as Keir Starmer's woman problem. She also made a hopeful promise.
The Conservative Party is under new leadership. From now on, we are going to be telling the British people the truth about the problems we face, and the truth about the actions we must take to get our country out of this mess.
UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer travelled to Kyiv early on Thursday morning in a bid to shore up support for Ukraine. He came bearing a proposed 100-year friendship agreement that will see the UK support Ukraine beyond this terrible war, and warned that Putin shows no sign of wanting to stop this terrible aggression. That point turned out to be very accurate as a Russian drone buzzed the presidential palace during the meeting, triggering air defences. President Zelensky was also keen to warn that Putin's ambitions won't stop with Ukraine.
I think the West does not understand one simple thing. Apart from countries whose history is quite similar to ours, the rest do not understand that Putin will go further.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, Man United have a lucky escape and we pay tribute to a legendary director. Right after this.
Hey, you know what would make your customer service help desk way better? Dumping it and then switching to Intercom. But you're not quite ready to make that change. We get it. That's why Finn, the world's leading AI customer service agent, is now available on every help desk. Finn can instantly resolve up to 80% of your tickets, which makes your customers happier and gets you off the customer service rep hiring treadmill. Finn by Intercom, the leading customer service AI agent, now available on every help desk.
Welcome back.
Thursday night saw the final two Premier League games of this week as Ipswich welcomed Brighton and Man United hosted bottom of the league side Southampton. There was no good news for Ipswich, who lost 2-0 and remain in the relegation zone. All eyes were on Ruben Amorim's men as they took on Southampton at Old Trafford, but it didn't go terribly well. An own goal by United's Manuel Ugarte saw Southampton leading at half-time, but an heroic hat-trick from Amad Diallo in the final 10 minutes saw United winning 3-1 and climbing to 12th in the Premier League table. Ruben Amorim wasn't happy with his team's efforts, but glad of the points.
Today was more important the win. Like I said in the first days here, to win time we need to win games. We did that today, not in a good fashion, but we managed to win and we're going to prepare the next game.
Good news for fans of serial killers with a romantic streak. Netflix series You is back for its 5th and final season. Penn Badgley returns as Joe, former bookstore manager, serial killer and part-time stalker, whose romantic entanglement saw him wash up in England in Series 4. This time he's back in New York with Charlotte Ritchie returning as Kate. But even when all seems calm and peaceful, you can be sure that trouble is lurking somewhere under the surface. Season 5 hits Netflix in April.
A lot has happened these many years together. Identities, cities, loves, complications. But all that led me here, to now, to where I was always meant to be. And the one constant, the one thing that has always been there for me, is you.
Thursday saw the death of visionary filmmaker David Lynch at 78 years of age. The genius behind Twin Peaks, Mulholland Drive and Blue Velvet had been diagnosed with emphysema last August and had struggled with his breathing ever since. His unique and distinctive style earned him 3 Best Director Oscar nominations, and he was presented with an Honorary Academy Award in 2019. He also won the Palme d'Or for Wild at Heart with Nicolas Cage and Laura Dern. Twin Peaks was a unique piece of television, a precursor to many of today's high-end dramas, and Lynch also appeared as a character in the show. His last role was in Steven Spielberg's 2022 movie, Meet the Fabelmans, and Spielberg paid tribute to his fellow director, calling him an original and unique voice. Rest in peace, David.
You just stay alert, do your work, don't worry about the world going by. You've got to get your butt in gear and do it, and don't take no for an answer.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day.
Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Hey, you know what would make your customer service help desk way better? Dumping it and then switching to Intercom. But you're not quite ready to make that change. We get it. That's why Finn, the world's leading AI customer service agent, is now available on every help desk. Finn can instantly resolve up to 80% of your tickets, which makes your customers happier and gets you off the customer service rep hiring treadmill. Finn by Intercom, the leading customer service AI agent, now available on every help desk.